This is QualityStocks. Today's Tuesday, September 14th, 2010. And today we're going to take a look at ASTC Corp. This is a NASDAQ capital market stock trading under ticker ASTC. Quick look at the chart. The reason this pops up is because of an apparent double bottom trying to happen. So we're going to take a look at the indicators and see what we're seeing. There's a possibility of a rise. See a nice divergence with the MACD. We've got the signal line cross now. We've got the signal line cross, which is reflected by the histogram bars on the positive side of zero. Same way with the PPO, coming off of a pinch back in the middle of June. You always want to see that trend to zero after the pinch. ADX is down very low right now. We're going to look for this to turn. You can see it's at 8, just over 8. We're going to look for this to start to flatten and try and turn. The positive and negative DIs are pinned closely together. They're not giving any directional hints as to what's going on with this stock or where it may go. We're getting a little bit of mixed signals from the MFI, where we have the 14 and 21, both trending to the upside. And now we're seeing the 7 breaking back down through the 14. So we need to pay attention to this and see which direction. There must have been a little bit of selling. You can see pretty heavy day right there. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Accumulation distributions basically flatlined after the spike. The spike all came from just a huge bounce right here. This is a nice trend off the pinch, a nice spike. The shaky money flow, of course, is formed off of the accumulation distribution. This isn't a great sign. This is actually dipping below zero. What we need to keep an eye on from this standpoint is kind of this uptrend. Broke below it a little bit right there, but pretty much from valley to valley to valley, it's coming through here. So we want to see this shaking money flow, even if it wants to dip below, not make a strong dip. We don't want to see too much selling pressure coming into play on this chart. So we want to see it try and hold this trend or hold right around zero. That's what's important. CCI, it's made its way out of negative 100, starting to get a little uptrend to it. So that has a pretty nice look. The full still, nice uptrend. You can see it looks like it's trying to curl and flatline right here. Breakthrough 50 is one of the things we talk about all the time. That shows a lot more strength to the chart. So we're going to need to keep an eye on this and see if it's going to break through 50 or if it's going to try and bounce off of it and roll back down. Kind of has a downtrend going on overall. You'd like to see some divergence with this. But right now I'm not really seeing it. It just still has an overall downtrend to it. So we need to pay attention, see if that's going to bounce right off of 50, bounce right off of that trend line. The Trix has a pretty nice look with an uptrend happening. What we're going to want to see is this continue. You can see it, this black line right here is just giving a hint that it might bounce off of the red and turn back down. You want to see that signal line get broken. We want to see this curl and continue back towards zero. So this is kind of at a make or break point, really. And that's all reinforced also by the RSI, which is kind of in the similar position, having a tough time getting through 50, which is what you want to see it on the north side of that. That's bull chart territory. So this becomes a bit of a candle play. See volume very low at 28,000, slacking off a little bit, but not too far below average. We're going to need to see volume keep coming back in. Most importantly, we want to see it hold this bottom, $1.20, $1.17. It needs to hold that area for this double bottom to come into play. It's making a rounded look. That's why it's on radar. We've got the moving averages all pulling in, including the 20-day. The 50-day is kind of starting to flatline and turn and go sideways. The Bollinger Bands are pulling together. All these little things just kind of say, pay attention to me. We've got some good things going on with the indicators, and then some kind of negative, very mixed things going on with the indicators. So we want to pay attention to this holding this support level. It will probably still be looked at as a buy opportunity for traders that play double bottoms and patterns and like to buy close to support. So we're going to keep an eye on this and see if this starts to get some buying pressure. Again, we want to see volume come in. It's got some resistance right through there. You see back in here, it was a tough time. A lot of upper shadows. Came a little bit of support, bounced off of it. And again, when it came back for these last several weeks, having a tough time moving above this $1.30, $1.32 area. So we're going to look for that to fall first and challenge this 50-day moving average, which you can see is at $1.36. So those are the things that we're going to look for with ASTC, see if this can make a move. If it does want to make a move, look for some resistance right around this area. It was a pretty decent support level for it. It hasn't been able to climb back above it since it made the big move. When it fell through it, classic TA, that support becomes resistance. We got a lot of wicks through here, so it could be as far down as $1.43, but look for it to be a little bit more substantial right here around $1.48, $1.49, where it was holding it as a support level in the past. Those are the kind of things I'd be looking for with ASTC. It has some possibilities, and it's a chart to keep an eye on. Again, this is merely my interpretation of the chart. This is Andy with QualityStocks. Thank you, and trade smart.